Big shocker, Roman Reigns draws #1 in the Royal Rumble competition from some Vince McMahon magic, and the Wyatt family owns Brock Lesnar's face. All today on Shot from the Point Raw.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Shot from the Point Raw. Here's your Raw review. Roman Reigns takes Rusev in the first match. And before I get into that, let me tell you about the opening. The opening is very typical, and I did not have high expectations for it. It's a very underwhelming Roman Reigns coming to the ring, looking like he didn't want to touch any of the people that he had to walk through to get to the ring. And, of course, he wants a piece of Brock Lesnar after Brock Lesnar got a piece of him. But lo and behold, Chris Jericho comes out and he says, hey, listen, hold up, let me put you on the highlight reel. And then, of course, we have the League of Nations, which I think is one of the worst stables that I can think of, oh, wait a minute, my whole life. The League of Nations is about as toothless as a UN operation without the United States Army. They're terrible, they're boring, and it's really unfortunate. Now, this, of course, leads to a match between Roman Reigns and Rusev, which Roman Reigns would get the 1, 2, 3. And I gotta tell you something. It was very typical Reigns. It's what I expected to Rusev, but something happened. Something happened when Rusev had Roman Reigns on his back and started to go to the top rope. The crowd really got into it. Rusev's power is just a sight to behold. But that's not exactly what stole the show. What was going on in the ring was really just irrelevant. Chris Jericho starts to get in an argument with each member of the League of Nations and ejects each one of them by going, out, 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 out. It was hysterical. The crowd went nuts. This saved what really was a very boring match. It was very clearly the biggest pop of the night. It shows you what Chris Jericho has done and what they can do with this product to entertain. This show in general had a lot of laughs all over the place. From beginning to end, it was very, very funny, and the wrestling wasn't too bad either. Roman Reigns is your winner over Rusev. An excellent opening for the Raw. I give it 4. Out, 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 out! Chris Jericho's. Next we see the Divas, Brie Bella versus Natalya. It was a squash match. Natalya gets Brie Bella in the sharpshooter. Ding, 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 ow, 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 you're out. Not much to say about this match. It's exactly what it was supposed to be. In, out, and it's over. More interesting, the Wyatt family versus Ryback and the Dudley Boys. I said it before. I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it one more time after that. Not a big fan of the old tag team wrestling. I don't like the template. It's formulaic. It's not fun. It can be good, and that's the sad part. It could be good, but it really never is. The Wyatt family goes over. Ryback and the Dudley Boys, Devon and Bubba Ray set up the 3D, get the big pop. But no! Harper drops Bubba with the kick right into the clothesline from hell. Hats off to JBL. He complimented it, and that's it. The Wyatt family is your winner. Nothing special here. Rest in peace, Iron Mike Sharp. I give this 2. Out, 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 out! Big Show versus Heath Slater. Of course, the Show is your winner in this match. No surprise there. The only surprise is he didn't turn heel. No, I really did like this segment. Social Outcasts, or as I like to call them, 5 guys that have been totally mismanaged by the WWE in the last 5 years. They had a really they were very entertaining, I have to admit. Not a huge fan of this stable, but it's better than they would be doing otherwise. The Outcasts actually kind of started mocking Big Show, but the Show picks up Slater back into the ring, and of course he gets the knockout punch. Big Show is your winner. The greatest moment of this entire affair was, of course, Bo Dallas, a guy I like a lot. He was really funny. He stands up and challenges the Show, then dips out, and then he starts to go with the Bo leave, and absolutely sells the hell out of a knockout punch from the Show himself with one of those. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely love it. I'll give this 3. Out, 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 out! Next up, more Divas. Tamina Snuka versus Becky Lynch. Winner, Becky Lynch. She gets the disarmer and the big tap out, but that's not what was important about this segment. Becky uses her Irish charm. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why us people took over the United States and put a president. It's that Irish beach, that Irish charm. Becky Lynch goes at Charlotte, who happens to be in the corner with her very famous father, Ric Flair, and tells him, guess what? You never back down from a challenge. Why don't you take me on at the Royal Rumble? Well, guess what? Charlotte's having none of it, but Papa Big Flair came out and said, woo! Woo! You got it! You got the match! And of course, Charlotte was like, yeah, what the hell? Very, 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 very funny segment. Really good. Looking forward to Becky getting it on with Charlotte at the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna give this. No. Next up, we got Sheamus and Del Rio versus Kalisto and Dean. The lunatic French. I hear too much. Lunatic French. Dean Ambrose. I'll say it before, I'll say it again. Guess what? I like this tag team match. This was incredible. Everybody, Sheamus, Del Rio, Kalisto, Dean Ambrose, hitting the ropes very hard. Great pace in this match. You want to know why? You want to make any match better? Sprinkle a little Kalisto on it. Kalisto is showing that he makes other wrestlers look better. Much better. Even guys that are not so hot right now. Kalisto is just getting... He's really becoming, all right, this is kind of a lame comparison, like Rey Mysterio. Yeah, he is. Because when you put Rey Mysterio in a match with just about anybody, he can make them look good. Kalisto made everybody look good. And I think when you got a guy like him that hits the ropes as hard as he does, that really wrestles with all his heart, really tries to put on a big show, that also gets the best out of guys like Del Rio and Sheamus. Del Rio especially. Small botch in the somewhere in the middle of this match, but overall, I really, 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 really liked it. Your winners are Sheamus and Del Rio. He hits the bro kick after he blocks the Celda de la Sola. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish too well. He hits the bro kick. They win. Also, there's other stuff going on in this match as well. Kevin Owens, who was hysterical with JBL and the rest of the announcer crew, he made a bunch of funny comments. They asked him, what's so funny about that? That's funny because your iPad and your iPhone flew over the place. A lot of great lines by Kevin Owens to set up what is going to be, it really has the potential to be a 5-star match in the Royal Rumble. Of course, Dean Ambrose versus the great Canadian neckbeard himself, Kevin Owens. Super match. I'm going to give this 4. No. How good is the New Day? After a couple weeks in a row of what I would call mediocre to good or okay vignettes from the New Day, they more than make up for it tonight. A funeral procession for Francesca the Trombone, which was, of course, smashed by Y2J the week earlier. Extremely hysterical, worth watching more than once. I watched it more than once. After the wonderful funeral procession for Francesca, we see Big E go up against Jey Uso. Comment on the Usos. There was something about their intro this time, and I'm starting to see they're moving away from super nice faces to cocky faces. And I dig it. I like badassery. I don't like super duper good guys. I like great guys. That's just me. Maybe it's not you. I'm not crazy about the so gimmick, but not tonight. Their intro was just like sort of intense. They really, really hit the ropes hard. They really, really have great pace. They're going up against the hottest tag team right now. Yeah, I know the Usos won, but let's face it, the New Day is the best tag team in wrestling right now, rightfully wearing the belts, and I think they'll carry it on for a pretty long time. Maybe a pay-per-view or two. I really dug this match. Big bump by Big E. That's gotta hurt. He gets his spot by smashing the guy in the corner of the apron or the ring or whatever it is, and he actually misses it, hits his chest. That leads to a really cool drop kick from Jey Uso. Really, really dug that match, but that wasn't enough. Big E takes advantage of a little confusion and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Totally dig this match. Like the way the Usos are moving to cocky faces. I definitely think they should be kept faces. And the New Day is just great. Super funny funeral procession. And Francesca is revenged. I give it no. Hey, real quick, I want to talk about the vignette that happened between Mark Henry, Neville, R-Truth, and Titus O'Neil. Really classy move by the WWE. You see that Mark Henry and R-Truth, Titus O'Neil sort of referencing Martin Luther King Day by talking about the very famous Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech in Washington, D.C. They all put their hands in the middle, and a very, very, very hand-like, Caucasian-like hand like mine comes on top of that. There was a couple different ways the WWE could have went with this, and they actually kind of did a perfect job. Titus O'Neil turns to Neville and says, you know what? You have a dream too. Let's go out to our match. This is really classy and a wonderful way to make a great tribute to the great Dr. Martin Luther King. It wasn't preachy. It wasn't over the top. It was just classy. And that's kind of what yesterday was all about. End the match. Mark Henry, Neville, R-Truth, and Titus O'Neil versus the Ascension and Tyler Breeze. Let's talk about it. It's called The Botch. It's going to be around forever. It's going to be GIFed from here. It's a social media legend already. It's fantastic. Hope Tyler Breeze is okay, but it's a really phony moment, assuming he's okay. So let me just clear that up right away. Here's what happened. Titus O'Neil had Tyler Breeze, tosses him over, and doesn't know his own strength because, I mean, Titus O'Neil is just a beast. And he tosses him clean over Mark Henry's head, who was supposed to catch him and I assume put him in the world's strongest slam. Well, that doesn't go. He goes right to the ground. And, of course, Mark Henry sets him up for the world's strongest slam. That sets up Neville for the red arrow. 1, 2, 3. Your winners, Neville, Mark Henry, Titus O'Neil, and R-Truth. What's to talk about other than the botch? And I hope Tyler's okay. This match actually got cut off in my broadcast. I didn't see the bulk of it. I'm not going to give it a rating, but it's legendary. I got to give it that. Okay, there was really no main event tonight. We had, of course, Chris Jericho's highlight reel, which was going to feature Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. This turns into an incredible schmaz of schmazes to promote the schmaz of schmazes. Of course, the Royal Rumble. Very good chemistry between Paul Heyman and Chris Jericho. You wouldn't expect anything less. I think Chris Jericho, with the 3 weeks that he's been on, he's doing nothing but improving, probably getting more comfortable being a performer again. I really enjoyed. Heyman's always good. Goes without saying, definitely worth seeing. Of course, you get Roman Reigns in there. You get Brock Lesnar in there. They start beating the hell out of each other. The New World Order or the Order from Outer Space or the UN, or they come out. They get the hell beat out of them. And the show ends on a little bit of a surprise. I don't know if it was a good one. The Wyatt family comes in and destroys what's left of everybody, including Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, which I'm not terribly comfortable with. The show goes off the air. The fans are booing, and Bray Wyatt is, telling there's going to be no salvation. He's going to win the Royal Rumble, yada, 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 whatever. Overall, pretty good. I'll give it, no. All right, the last and probably the most important thing, I glossed over it pretty much deliberately so I could talk about it with you now. It's, of course, the drawing that they had for the first participant in the Royal Rumble. You had the great heel work of Stephanie and Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, keeping with the show's hystericalness or whatever you want to call it, he tells the crowd that, Roman Reigns doesn't have a lot of chance, sort of like most of you don't have a chance in the Powerball. Great line, consistent with the really funny stuff that was going on the rest of the night. Why I like this segment, I don't like the idea. Roman Reigns, obviously, they're trying to show that the heels are cheating, and Roman Reigns will be the first entry in the Royal Rumble. I don't dig it, and I'll tell you why. Because it shows that Roman's more than likely going to win the Royal Rumble, and not only that, he's going to get a very prestigious win at the Royal Rumble. He's going to go from 1 to 20 or 30, 29 or 30 or whatever amount of people that are in. I don't know why it's not at even 30. I don't like it. Yes, I know they're selling the one versus all thing going on. I don't like it at all. It almost feels like the WWE writing staff is trying to make up or right a wrong or the screw up they made by putting Roman over in last year's Royal Rumble, which was a total disaster, even with The Rock climbing in the ring and putting his cousin's hand up. I don't dig it. I think this guarantees a Roman Reigns win. Now, there's still a couple things they could do with it. They could run him to 2 late in the match and actually eliminate him, giving Roman a possibility of a WrestleMania moment at WrestleMania. I don't hate that. Not crazy about Roman Reigns being a champion because I don't like his ring work. I don't like his mic work. Yes, he's a pretty good athlete, but he's just not a great champion, and he needs an awful lot of help. He needs the greatest heel of all time to get him over. That being said, he is doing well, and the fans are responding. I do not want to give Roman Reigns a very, very prestigious, almost legendary back-to-back Royal Rumble win, and even more so than that, going from 1 to 29. I want to hear what you guys think in the description box below. What do you think about Roman Reigns going over? Does this actually mean that Roman Reigns is going over? Does it mean he's definitely not going over to set up what I talked about at WrestleMania, which I have less of a problem with? Leave your opinions in the description box below and get out, 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 out!
Hold on.